Time for the next great chatathon. Hello, woofer. You are the best of boys. The best of boys. Right. Newcomer, Zevran, what's up?
Here I am.
Here you are. Care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
What does it take to become an assassin?
Well, the crows would have you believe that it is an involved process that takes years of training. The sort that tests both your resolve and your endurance. Survive that process and maybe, just maybe, you're good enough to start being considered one of them. But quite frankly, the truth is that all it requires is a desire to kill people for a living. It's surprising how well one can do in such a field.
Doesn't take any special skill?
I don't know about that. It's simply a slightly different skill set from your average killer, as I see it. An assassin simply specializes in striking from stealth, and in maximizing that first attack to be as lethal as possible. Debilitate your foe, either by poison or by crippling their limbs, makes any follow-up combat you need to engage in that much simpler.
You always use poison then?
I do. It is not something inherent in an assassin's skills, however, merely something complementary. Of course, the crows like to pretend that their abilities are trade secrets, shrouded in shadows and wrapped in a blanket of mystery. So let's just keep this between you and me, shall we? Here I am.
Can you teach others to be an assassin?
Oh, I certainly could, but I won't. I swore to the crows that the things they taught me were to remain a secret. And while, yes, they are already angry at me, I'd rather not push things, you see.
You said they were literally going to kill you. I feel like they can't get any more angry. You don't think this is important?
You need to learn the arts of the crows in order to slay Darkspawn, do you? You seem to be doing fine as it is. If you are truly insistent, well, let me think about it. The crows are already angry at me, yes? Who knows? Here I am.
Care to answer some questions?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Why did you want to leave the crows, exactly?
Well, now, I imagine that's a very fair question. Being an assassin, after all, is a living, at least as far as such things go. I was simply never given the opportunity to choose another way. So, if that choice presents itself, why should I not seize upon it?
You didn't choose to join them?
To be truthful, I didn't even know the crows existed when I joined them. I was but a boy of 7 when I was purchased. For 3 sovereigns, I'm told. Which is a good price, considering I was all ribs and bone and didn't know the pommel of a dagger from the pointy end. The crows buy all their assassins that way. Buy them young, raise them to know nothing else but murder. And if you do poorly in your training, you die.
Oof. And that system works?
Of course. You compete against your fellow assassins, and those who survive are rightfully proud of it. In Antiva, being a crow gets you respect. It gets you wealth. Gets you women. And men. Or whatever it is you might fancy. But that does not mean doing what is expected of you always. And it means being expendable. It's a cage, if a gilded cage. Pretty, but confining.
So what is it you fancy, exactly?
I fancy many things. I fancy things that are beautiful, and things that are strong. I fancy things that are dangerous and exciting. Would you be offended if I said I fancied you?
No, but you needn't bother. Like, flattered, but also not interested.
That's too bad. I do so enjoy it when I get to be flirty. As for what I'll do in the future, presuming that there is one, I truly can't imagine. It might be interesting to go into business for myself, for a change. Far away from Antiva, of course. For now, naturally, I go where you go.
Naturally. You think that will change?
Everything changes, my friend. Come now, enough chit-chat. Talking about the crows summons them, you know. Any Antivan fishwife could tell you so.
He disapproves? Man, I can't get through a fucking single conversation without that person coming out fucking mad at me for something.
Oh, this should be
Is that
good.
because I
Go
turned
ahead.
down his fucking flirting? Is he mad at me for that? Do you actually enjoy being an assassin?
And why not? There are many things to enjoy about being a crow in Antiva.
I even turned him down nicely.
You are respected, you are feared. The authorities go out of their way to overlook your trespasses. Even the rewards are nothing to turn your nose up at. As for the killing part, well, some people simply need assassinating. Or do you disagree?
You've never killed an innocent?
Now there's an interesting word, innocent. How many men do you know who can claim to be truly innocent? But if you're talking generalities, such as children and relatives and bystanders and such, never on purpose. But it happens. It's unfortunate, but death comes to us all. If not me, then some wasting disease, or a fall down the stairs, or at the hands of a Darkspawn. It's all relative in the end.
That sounds like an excuse.
Death happens, as we like to say. And when I get paid for it, death happens more often. As far as enjoying the act of killing itself, why not? There is a certain artistry to the deed. The pleasure of sinking your blade into their flesh and knowing that their life is in your hands.
He's gonna disapprove if I say that's a bit sick. I take no pleasure in killing.
It is not pleasure, per se. Nothing sexual. It is more a sense of satisfaction. A feeling of power. Does that make sense? No matter. There are many things I did not enjoy about being a crow, of course. Having no choice, being treated as an expendable commodity, the rules. Oh, so many rules. But simply being an assassin, I like it just fine. I will continue to do it if I can, even if I am not a crow. Honestly, could you picture me doing something else?
I don't know, I barely know you yet. Don't you have any other skills?
None that I wouldn't get into trouble for performing publicly. Of course, all these thoughts are moot. Chances are still good that you and I will perish, eaten by Darkspawn or slain by the crows at some point. Very gruesomely, I imagine. But it is pleasant enough to chat about. Come, let's move on while our boots still have some wear in them.
Oh, good, he disapproves again.
Here I am.
I feel like, I don't know. I'm like playing my character and saying what my character would say. But, like, everyone just fucking disapproves constantly. Like, I'm like, hey, I think that you maybe shouldn't fucking love to murder people and be chill about innocents getting killed as you do it. And he's like, well, I disapprove then. So, like, should I just fucking suck up to all of them and be like, yeah, mate, fucking love murdering innocents. Yeah, you're all good. And then he'll probably approve of that. And then I'll get, whatever, more options with dialogue. I don't know what approval really gets you, but, like, I don't know whether I should just not actually like roleplay a character and just suck up to everyone and say whatever they want to hear, or whether I should continue doing what I'm doing, but then that keeps getting me fucking negative approval rating with people.
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Tell me a little about Antiva.
Oh, you wish to know about Antiva, do you? The only way to truly appreciate it would be to go there. It is a warm place, not cold and harsh like this Ferelden. In Antiva it rains often, but the flowers are always in bloom. Or so the saying goes.
Don't you want to go back?
It's not really a matter of wanting to go back. I cannot go. At least not yet. I hail from the glorious Antiva city, home to the royal palace. It is a glittering gem amidst the sand, my Antiva city. Do you come from someplace comparable?
Of course, my mother was better than any gem.
You have me there, indeed. I, for one, can make no such claim, as I never laid eyes on the woman. You know what is most odd? We speak of my homeland, and for all its wine and its dark-haired beauties and the lilo flutes of the minstrels, I miss the leather the most.
Is that some kind of euphemism?
It may as well be. But not this once, no. I mean the smell. For years, I lived in a tiny apartment near Antiva City's leather-making district, in a building where the crows stored their youngest recruits, packed in like crates. I grew accustomed to the stench, even though the humans complained of it constantly. To this day, the smell of fresh leather is what reminds me most of home more than anything else.
You sound like you've been away from home forever.
Oh, not so long, I know. It is my first time away from Antiva, however, and the thought of never returning makes me think of it constantly. Before I left, I was tempted to spend what little coin I possessed on leather boots I spotted in a store window. Finest Antivan leather. Perfect craftsmanship. But I was a fool to leave them. I thought, Zevran, you can buy them when you return as a reward for a job well done. More the fool I, no?
The job being killing me, right?
Yes, and now here I am. One simply never knows what is to come next. How could I have suspected I would end up defeated by a handsome Grey Warden? A man who then spares my life? I could not.
Is that supposed to be flattery?
Perhaps that was a poor choice of words. True, though it is. Do you object?
You're wasting your time, that's all.
I'm not sure that that's the route I would take, were I to continue old habits, but as you wish. Now, if it is all the same to you, I would prefer not to speak more of Antiva. It makes me wistful and hungry for a proper meal.
Oh, hey, look, more disapproval.
Here I am.
Was that all of these ones?
Oh, this should be good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Here I am.
I want to discuss something personal.
Oh, this should be good. What would you like to discuss?
Oh, nope. Cool, well, that was a good chat where we lost a whole bunch of fucking rep with him. Alistair!
What do you need?
I'd like to ask you something.
Ask away.
Anything new to say?
I already said I wouldn't. The answer is still no. What do you need? Ask away. Such as they are. About the Grey Wardens, anyhow. Fair enough. What do you need?
Okay, no, Alistair still has nothing new. Liliana!
Yes? Something you need? Yes? What's on your mind?
We've done some of these before. Why did you decide to come to Ferelden?
My mother was from Denerim, and I consider myself a Ferelden. Mother served an Orlesian noblewoman who lived here when Orlais ruled. When Orlais was defeated and the common folk began to resent the presence of any Orlesian, the lady returned to Orlais. She took my mother with her. I was born in Orlais and did not set foot in Ferelden till much later. Mother was always telling me stories of her homeland. I think she missed it.
What happened to her?
Mother died when I was very young. Lady Cecily let me stay with her. I had no one else. She was quite old then, and she had me study music and dance to entertain her. It is unfair that I have more memories of Cecily than my mother.
You were young, it's understandable.
Strangely, the only thing I really remember of Mother was her scent. She kept dried flowers in her closet amongst her clothes. Small white Ferelden wildflowers with a sweet fragrance. Mother called them Andrastis Grace. They were very rare in Orlais. But enough about that. Let us move on.
Hey, we got approval, it's a miracle.
Yes? Something you need? Yes? What's on your mind?
Do you miss anything about Orlais?
I miss Val-Royeaux. Unlike other cities where the people are the lifeblood and the character, Val-Royeaux was her own person, and her people little more than decorations. There was always music in Val-Royeaux, streaming from the many windows, quiet refrains and triumphant choruses, and always, floating above that all, the chant, coming from the Grand Cathedral. It was magnificent.
Sounds wonderful.
Oh, it would take me a day or two to talk about the many splendors of Orlais, her golden fields, her lush meadows. Of course there are good things and bad things about Orlais, like anywhere else. Sometimes I miss it dearly, and sometimes I'm glad I'm rid of it. And you will laugh at this, but I miss the fine things I had in Orlais.
What sort of things?
Dresses, fine dresses and furs, and shoes, of course. One can't mingle with nobility with bad shoes, you see.
Of course not.
Orlais is very fashionable, almost ridiculously so. But the shoes, living with those ridiculous trends was worth it for the shoes.
What's so special about shoes?
Well, they're shoes. They're pretty. Some of them anyway. When I left Orlais, The fashion was shoes with delicate tapered heels and embellishments in the front. A ribbon, perhaps, or embroidery. In soft colors, of course. It was spring.
Sounds lovely.
I had my eye on a pair my shoemaker was working on. It was covered in pale blue silk with amber beads on the toe. The shoes made in Orlais were exquisite. Not at all like these clunky fur-lined leather boots you have in Ferelden. Ugh, just look at them.
Yeah. Oh, oh, oh. You don't need fancy shoes to make you beautiful.
Thank you. It's kind of you to say so, even wearing these mud-covered horrors. They're sturdy shoes, but sometimes a girl just wants to have pretty feet. Oh, I could talk about shoes all day, but we have things to do, don't we?
That only got me a +1 approval. Sure. Is that Zevran disapproves thing ever going to disappear? There we go.
Yes? Something you need? Yes? What's on your mind?
We have clicked this one before, but I think it was like a rumors thing, right? Where it's just like, there's a bunch and then they'll run out.
Of course I do. I love stories far too much to keep them to myself. Everyone should be able to benefit from them, I think.
Okay, that's again. We've heard those. So this one isn't again, so what's this?
Chantry law says it is man's pride that created the Darkspawn. In ages past, the mages of the Tevinder Imperium ruled much of the world we know. In their pride, they thought their magics invincible and imagined that they were greater than the Maker himself. So thinking, they invaded his golden city, planning to take it for themselves and depose their own creator. But they were impure and full of sin. And it is with the sin that they tainted the golden city, corrupting it forever. The Maker cursed them and cast them from his sight. Wherever they went, they spread the taint of their sin. Any land that was touched by the taint became blighted and would suffer no life. Instead, the Darkspawn arose to torment us and remind us of our hubris.
Another story?
Which one?
Never mind. We've heard all of those.
It will come to you soon, I'm sure.
Boop.
Yes? Something you need? Yes? What's on your mind?
I heard that in Orlais, minstrels are often spies.
Where did you hear this?
Someone told me this a long time ago.
And you believe everything you hear? Not all minstrels are spies. Most are just singers and storytellers. But some of them are what we call bards.
And bards are spies?
Bards are minstrels and more. Spies, as you say. Some say there is a bard order, but I don't think this is true. Many bards work alone or in small groups, doing the bidding of a patron who pays for their services. If there is an organization behind it all, no one knows who they are.
Patron? What sort of patron?
Nobles, mostly. In Orlais, there is much rivalry amongst the highborn. They fight over land, influence, and the favor of the empress. But they cannot do this openly because it is impolite, and in public, they wear smiling faces and pretend to be civil. In secret, they plot and scheme to destroy each other. It is a game completely meaningless to anyone but its players.
You were a bard, weren't you?
I have revealed too much, it seems, but it doesn't matter what I used to be. It is the past.
Wait, what? Why were you living cloistered sister in rural Ferelden? That sentence doesn't make sense, does it? Why were you living cloistered sister? What? Why were you living like a cloistered sister? So that's where you learned to fight like that.
My skills served me well, but the day finally came when I decided to just put them aside. I found myself in Ferelden and sheltered from bad weather in the Chantry, and when the storm passed, I just did not want to leave. I like to say the Maker brought me here. Yes? Something you need? Yes? What's on your mind?
Okay, that's that.
Yes?
There wasn't any
Something
other
you
thing
need?
in the first menu, was there? No, just I think you should go. Oh, wait, no. Can you teach me to be a bard?
I don't think you have the correct
Right, that's for
attitude.
rogues.
I could give you some pointers, though. You may be able to pass them on to someone you know. Let's just go over there, away from the others. For safety, yes? I expect there shall be daggers flying about willy-nilly for a time.
Specialization unlocked, bard. Okay, we can put other people into that then. Cool.
Yes? Something you need?
Alright, nice. Win!
Is there something you need?
I'd like to ask you something about the circle.
I will answer to the best of my ability.
Never mind. Do you have anything
The
to say?
Circle of Magi stands ready to assist, Grey. There are always...
Right, alright. Essentially, no. Oh, there's... What's his face? Shale over there. Hello, Sten.
Yes,
I have a question.
I am hardly surprised.
Never mind.
Very well.
I wanted to discuss something you've mentioned.
Speak then.
Never mind.
Then I suggest we move on. As you wish.
Good chat, mate. Great chat. Shale, hello. You're an interesting one. What's with the heavy sighs?
Oh, that. Merely reflecting on the hopeless nature of the task in front of it. The most likely outcome is that it and its companions will become a stain on some rock for the Darkspawn to tread upon. I shall be moved to a single tear by the tragedy.
Oh, well, I'm glad to hear. Won't we be right next to your stain?
I think not. I am made of pure rock, skin to core. At best, I can become a pile of dust, but a smear I will definitely not leave behind. That's for softer, squishier things like itself and its friends. What's that? Did it hear flapping wings? There may be pigeons nearby. We should be alert.
What? What? Why? Why would you give me -5 fucking disapproval for that? Man. I feel like I'm getting absolutely fucked.
Different? Different than what? Different than a statue? Different than a log? Should I talk in a monotone? Yes, Master, I exist to serve the Master. I shall kill for the Master and only for the Master. Perhaps it expected me to have a booming voice. Recite limericks. I can recite limericks, if it likes.
Are they dirty limericks?
Mostly they involve slaughtering pigeons in creative and invasive manners. I have never met another golem. I have no idea what one might be like, or why I wouldn't be like them. Why? Has it met other golems? Did they not sound as I do?
You just seem very animated.
I don't know what other golems might be like, but I am already superior by virtue of my free will. This is a good thing.
Of course. I agree. Being a golem would be handy.
Imagine the benefits. No need to eat or sleep or perform other functions. Walk underwater, crush the heads of every opponent. The possibilities are limitless. Barring the occasional 30 years or so of paralysis, there's little to compare. Now stop talking so much. The wagging of its moist little tongue is distracting.
Okay, we got +6 from that, which gives us a net +1. I have some questions.
It doesn't have better things to do.
Are those crystals in your skin?
I like to think of them as accessories.
What do they do?
I suspect that it is an art that was practiced when golems were more, commonplace. My former master collected whatever lore he could find on the subject. He searched far and wide to collect what crystals he could and then added them. It is not an unpleasant sensation.
So they're decoration? Or it's a dwarven thing then?
So I would assume. My former master enjoyed poking around the ruins in the deep roads after all, and bartering with others who did. As I understand it, the crystals allow me to alter the flow of magic around me. Wilhelm had hoped to turn me into a battery of mana, something he could tap at will.
Did he succeed?
not really. Although now that I think of it, these attempts may be what caused my disruption. Some of the crystals increase the presence of mana, some absorb or reflect spells. There are various kinds. All I can promise is that should it ever find one of these crystals, I can likely tell it the function and what it would do if added to me.
Would you be willing to have more added?
Why not? I don't get to wear clothing and other adornments like the rest of you creatures after all. That answers its question, I assume? Unless it has more.
Oh, I have more. How did you end up in Hunleith?
Oh yes, that I remember quite well. My former master, the Mage Wilhelm, he brought me. As I recall, he had acquired some position with whatever lord ruled the land. I, being little more than a glorified possession at the time, was brought along. Oh, how he enjoyed impressing the villagers with me. Gollum snarl at that villager there, be fearsome. And of course, I would have to do it.
Why were you out in front of the tower?
That is where Wilhelm kept me. He wanted me out in the open where I could be frightening like a scarecrow. I was supposed to watch for thieves. Pah! Plus, his wife didn't want me indoors. She said there wasn't room for me. Hag.
Hag? His wife?
I was once larger, 10 feet tall. Then the loathsome hag complained that I couldn't fit through the doors. So the mage had me shrunk down. Can it believe it? And she still wanted me out.
How does someone shrink a golem?
With a chisel. And a lot of nerve.
You didn't like Wilhelm, I take it.
He did love using that control rod. Fondled it so much, his wife actually threatened to throw it in the lake. I would have liked to have seen that. Which reminds me, where did it find the rod? Did it pay a great deal for it?
Not really. It was quite the bargain.
So long as it realizes that I'm inexpensive and not cheap.
Do you remember anything before Hunleith?
I traveled with the mage. He did a lot of traveling, I remember that. But where we went, it is rather fuzzy. I remember great battles, fighting many humans long ago. They were all very soft and squishy. And before that, No, there are only images. I was somewhere dark.
Just how old are you exactly?
I have no idea. Wilhelm used to brag that the dwarves stopped making golems centuries ago. I do not age as you soft creatures do. Sadly, my memory is no better. Plus, I get bored and stop paying attention.
I would have thought you'd enjoy scaring humans.
I'd have happily stomped them all into paste, and then ripped down their little houses and stomped on them, too. In fact, after 30 years of watching them, I'd do it twice. What I didn't like was being ordered to do it. Dangled in front of those frightened morons like some scary thing. Once I was a statue, it took those villagers years before they'd even approach me. The first one to actually work up the nerve to touch me urinated himself.
Interesting. I'm done asking about that.
Good. I was just about done talking about it. It does like to have a good chat now and again, doesn't it?
It does. Anything else?
It doesn't have better things to do.
Okay, there is stuff. How did Wilhelm come to acquire you?
That part I know, as Wilhelm often bragged about it to whomever was willing to listen to him. He claimed to have found me in the deep roads. I was in the ruins of a Tig, he said, deactivated, with my control rod not far away.
What was he doing in the deep roads?
It was a hobby of his, scavenging. One of the reasons he traveled so much is that he was looking for entrances into the deep roads, old places the dwarves had long forgotten. And then he would sneak down and search for magical treasure, before anyone was the wiser.
You don't know why you were there?
I think I remember a battle. It was long before, and then there was darkness. Bah, in short, no, I do not remember why I was there. It makes no difference.
Do you know where in the deep roads this was?
No, that secretive bastard refused to tell me. I would ask and ask, but no. He used to say that one day, if I were compliant and didn't talk back at his wife, he would take me there and I could look around myself.
But he never did.
Rotten, lying bastard. If I had his head in my hands now, I would squeeze it like a giant lemon. Squish.
Squish. So if he hadn't found you?
I wouldn't have had to put up with the twit, and I would be none the wiser. I don't think I was aware while I was there. Not like in the village. Or perhaps I was. Perhaps that was the dark place, and I simply couldn't see anything. How long could even I sit in the darkness and stare out at nothing, never sleeping? Oh, I do not wish to think of that. On then.
+7? Oh, we love that. That's a rarity.
It doesn't have better things to do.
You watched that village day and night for years?
I do not sleep, so yes, and I thank it for reminding me. Try to imagine, if it will, what it would be like to be surrounded by nothing but boring peasants, all oblivious to it.
Sounds like you're a bit of a voyeur.
Oh, yes. It certainly was the height of intrigue to listen to the accounts of how young Dornan had scandalized the village by his purchase of an Orlesian hat. And the argument that those two muddy farmers had over the price of barley for a whole summer. Riveting. And then there were the birds. A whole village full of pigeons and ravens and sparrows all perching on me day in and day out.
Sounds a little messy.
Those foolish villagers would spread birdseed near me, drawing the birds, because they thought having birds perch on me was quaint. Quaint! If there hadn't been the occasional kind soul to scour me clean, I don't care to discuss this anymore.
What? Motherfucker! Just asking him about it gives a fucking -8? That negates, like, all of the fucking gains we got. Fuck me, man.
It doesn't have better things to do.
I'm told you killed your former master.
Did I not already tell it that I do not remember doing such? I remember having a master. My memories of what happened to him are vague.
Vague, but not non-existent?
Clever and true. Oh, very well. Let me see what I can recall. My former master enjoyed experimenting upon me. I remember that much. There was tinkering with spells, and then the crystals. He was very eager to alter my function, I think.
Alter you? Why? You're fine as you are.
Flattery. And obvious flattery, too. I feel warm and fuzzy inside. He possessed my control rod, and back then, it would have prevented me from doing anything he did not command me to, no matter how I might have wished to. So what happened? I am unsure. He was experimenting, and then nothing.
So he hit the kill me button by accident?
Oh, ho, ho. It does like to laugh, does it? But who knows? I may have such a thing. And then he was gone. I was standing where I was, in the village, and I could no longer move. The villagers came, poked and prodded me in fear, and then realized they could neither move me nor destroy me. So they simply left me. And in time, I forgot I hadn't stood there all along.
That must have been terrible. I'm sorry.
In fact, at first I found it more of a relief. For so many years I'd had to leap to that little toadstool's every command. Get this, pick up that, put it down, pick it up again. The gall! At first I'd hoped he'd simply decided to leave me there paralyzed. An acceptable trade-off. After years passed, I simply stopped caring.
Maybe it has something to do with your crystals.
Possibly. Except that he was not experimenting with the crystals at the time, I think. But my memory is not good. It may be correct. Whatever the mage did seemed to render the control rod useless, for which I should be thankful, yes? And provided it doesn't decide to copy his experiments, not that I would allow it, it has nothing to fear from me. Much.
Sounds good to me.
The things that it fights, and it fights things often, that is a different story. Let us get back to the walking and the fighting. My stone is beginning to itch again.
A +8 that time, okay. I'll take it. I'll take it.
It doesn't have better things to do.
You don't seem to like humans much.
That is true. I do not. I'm not interested in getting into a discussion on the subject, however. Ask another time. If
All right.
it is done asking overly obvious questions, let us find some humans to throw off a cliff or something.
Sure. Okay, that's everything for you, I believe. Right. Morgan.
What do you wish of me? If you must.
We've already unlocked that.
What do you wish of me? We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Okay, nothing for her then. Doop-de-doop. Now, where was that gift? It was this one, right? Black Grimoire? Morrigan would want to take a look at this. Right, this is the only one I think that we've got where I actually know who it goes to. So, here you go, Morrigan.
What? You found Plymouth's grimoire? Ever since we discovered the condition of the Mage's Tower, I had wondered if it might be recoverable, but I had yet to speak of it to you. How fortunate that you found it on your own. You have my thanks. I will begin study of the tome immediately.
What, don't I even get a kiss?
Oh, I don't know. That seems like a steep reward to ask for.
I don't know how far does she like the flirting to go? Do I back out or do I say I think I deserve it? I'm gonna go for it. I think I deserve it.
You could be right. Let us test the theory.
Oh, fuck yeah. Damn!
There. Compensation requested and provided. I do not
We in.
intend to squander
We
this
in.
opportunity to learn more than Plymouth wished me to know. This should be interesting.
Oh, hello. Morgan approves +15. Very nice. And codex stuff. Hang on. Before we do that, I want it to open it. Open the codex one. Damn it. What's the new quest? Plymouth's Grimoire. You found Plymouth's tome and gave it to Morrigan. She seems quite eager to start studying it, and Maker only knows what she'll learn from it. Codex. Wasn't anything there, right? No, characters. Okay, it's got to be Plymouth or Morrigan, I guess. Okay, let's try this. The characters thing is lit up, so although we can't see which one it is, if we go to Plymouth and then go off it now and go back here, okay, it's still lit up, so it wasn't Plymouth that updated. And then we go down to Morrigan, and then if we go back up to characters, it's still lit up, so it wasn't Morrigan. So who the fuck is it? Oh, Shale, probably? I thought it updated... Okay, it was Shale. I thought it updated because we gave her that. What can I say? I have a heart of stone. The golems of Orzammar once made up the vanguard of the dwarven army, holding back the tides of Darkspawn that flooded out of the deep roads. But the art of making them was lost, and many of them succumbed to wear and damage in battle. Shale has no memories either of the time spent fighting in the deep roads or of coming to Honleith. Only a few spotty and bitter recollections of its last master. Dalen unearthed Shale's control rod and awakened it, adding a bitter, malfunctioning golem to the menagerie of companions. Have we read that last bit? Morgan's critical eye is not reserved solely for others. Knowing or not, she has a simple fondness for jewellery and is very particular about her appearance. Huh. I can't believe we got in with Morrigan. Got a fucking kiss. Well in, Dalen.
Yes?
So life in the wilds must have been very lonely.
At times, perhaps. A world full of people and buildings and things was all very foreign to me. If I wished companionship, I ran with the wolves and flew with the birds. If I spoke, 'twas to the trees.
And did they speak back?
Don't be foolish. I recall the first time I crept beyond the edge of the wilds. I did so in animal form, remaining in the shadows and watching these strange townsfolk from afar. I happened upon a noblewoman by her carriage, adorned in sparkling garments, the likes of which I had never before seen. I was dazzled. This, to me, seemed what true wealth and beauty must be. I snuck up behind her and stole a hand mirror from the carriage. It was encrusted in gold and crystalline gemstones, and I hugged it to my chest with delight as I sped back to the wilds.
What happened then?
Plymouth was furious with me. I was a child and had not yet come into my full power, and I had risked discovery for the sake of a pretty bauble. To teach me a lesson, Plymouth took the mirror and smashed it upon the ground. I was heartbroken.
Aww. But you were just a child.
And a foolish one. Plymouth was right to break me of my fascination. Beauty and love are fleeting and have no meaning. Survival has meaning. Power has meaning. Without those lessons, I would not be here today, as difficult as they might have been.
They made you stronger, didn't they?
They did indeed. To return to your original question, perhaps my time in the wilds was indeed lonely, but such was how it had to be. I find myself at times wondering what might have become of the girl with the beautiful golden mirror, but such fantasies have no place amidst reality. Yes? We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
Oh, can we, like, firm up a relationship here? If we just go for the kiss?
What's this? 'Tis a rather odd discussion you seem to desire, leaning in so closely.
Do you object?
Not unless you stop.
Are we going to get approval just for this? Yep. Morrigan approves.
Yes.
We love to see it.
We're in camp, so 'tis as good a time as any.
We need to discuss us. Is this like, I assume this is like confirm a relationship kind of thing?
Discuss away.
Oh, no, never mind. I guess that we already are. I guess the kiss confirmed we're in a relationship, and that's an exit relationship button. No, I like Morrigan. let's keep that one going.
Yes?
Anything
so,
else?
Full of questions, are you?
No. Alright, cool. Cool. We in. Right, so that just leaves you guys. Oh, we also need to upgrade ourselves. Did we have any other codex stuff? Quest related? I've got no idea which ones it would be. Didn't we see something about Red Jenny? The task was never promised to be easy. You said you could enter the Circle Tower and you would believe. Find the small painted box in the first enchanter's office and deliver it to the door marked in Denerim as agreed, or be prepared to find yourself hunted across Ferelden. It requires the box to be placed on it to block out false leads. I don't think I've read that. It might be the one that was updated. Right, so level up. Shapeshifter, I'm just not particularly interested in shapeshifting. Spirit Healer might be interesting. Arcane Warrior could be interesting. Blood Mage, I would be pretty hypocritical if I did that. I don't know how you unlock these. I assume we'll find someone that can teach us. I guess we just keep pumping magic for the moment. Right. So we've got the Chain Lightning, which I keep forgetting to use because I don't have room for it on my quick slot bar, and so I just forget it exists, but I need to remember it. Should we just go into this? Permanent bonus to spell power. Like, I don't give a shit about this, but I do give a shit a little bit about bonus damage to basic attack, and I definitely give a shit about a permanent bonus to spell power. So I should probably go into this. It's the next 3 levels would go into that. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Right, Liliana's getting there. Alistair's only just leveled. Wynn's getting there. Morrigan's only just leveled. Woofer. I'm sorry, mate. You're never going to be coming out. Stens. Zevran. Shale. Oh, right. Shale, we need to look at your stuff. Stoneheart. Right, we want Stoneheart to be on at all times. So, we go to here, we go tactics, we go self, any, usability, no, use mode, Stoneheart. Okay, that's good, save. Rock Mastery. It's just like a ranged thing. He's got it's weird. It's like, it's a bunch of different modes, but if you go into one, you lose all the benefits of the others, it seems like. So, I don't know. If he's supposed to be a tank, then he should just have all the defense stuff, I guess. I guess we just put Bellow as the other thing. Enemy clustered 2 or more Bellow. Seems good, I think. And we make him aggressive because he'd be a tank. Right. Then Zevran. You've got all the poison stuff. Incapacitates a target who takes no damage but is stunned. Kick him in the nuts. The rogue has learned to fade from view. Items while sneaking. That's weird. It's lit up as though he's got it, but it also says that he doesn't have enough cunning. Do you have enough cunning? His cunning is 15. So he has a skill, but he actually can't use it? Like, he's bought it without being able to use it? Because it needs 18 and it's only got 15. That's weird. So he's just a super stealthy boy. Mark of Death. The assassin marks the target, revealing weaknesses that others can exploit. All attacks against a marked target deal additional damage. That's very good. We should put his tactics to use that on any high health enemy, I guess. Which he already does. Well, target rank is elite or higher. I mean, that's a good idea. That is definitely a good idea. Cripple. Target using melee or ranged. So that's anyone, basically. Cripple, riposte. If you're being attacked, dirty fighting. And if they have a high or medium armor rating, deadly strike. So if he's being attacked, dirty fighting, stun them, right? If they have a high armor rating, deadly strike. Deals normal damage, gains a bonus to armor penetration. That makes sense. That's good. Cripple. Character strikes lower to target. Hitting critically if the attack connects. Crippling the target with penalties to movement speed. Seems good. And that's that. Okay. Yeah, I think his is fine. I do believe. Tactics slot acquired? What? I haven't bought anyone a tactics slot. What?
Enchantment?
Enchantment?
Oh, certainly. I could do that for you. Just come with me.
Anything new? Was that new? Sylvan's Mercy? I guess we need to, before we start selling stuff, I guess we actually need to equip everyone with stuff, because the new guys probably don't have much. No. They definitely don't have much. Is this a two-hander? No, it's a one-hander. I feel like he's a two-hander guy. This is two-handed, but it requires 34 strength. How much strength do you have? 30. So you need a couple of levels to get that going. I guess I just won't take him out until... Well, no, because I have to take him out to get him levels. I was going to say I won't take him out until he's leveled high enough to use that, but he can't. That's not how that works. Zevran, you've got a longsword and a dagger. Would it not make more sense for you to have 2 daggers? I don't know. I don't really know how that works. You're kind of doing alright, though, on armor. Let's give you the studded leather helm as well, I guess. Okay, Shale has a whole different thing going on. What the fuck is this? How do I... You've got a large chipped spirit crystal. 9 armor, 22% fatigue? That's insane fatigue. What? Oh my goodness. Is there anything else I can give you? Yes. I could give you that, which gives more armor for even more fatigue. More armor for even more fatigue. More armor for even more fatigue. But though these 3 are all 20%, and the one he's got is 10%. Oh, right. It actually changes... Right, yeah, that makes sense. And then this is what we put in his arm slot. Converts all damage to fire damage. 550, 0.55, 460. That's the exact same. Okay, so it's all the same. It's just which damage type do you want, I guess? I guess fire damage? And that changes the crystals in his arms. Okay. Okay, okay, I see. Right. I guess that'll do for now.
Are you sure I can't interest you in this hat? A pair of earrings, perhaps? A cheese knife?
Any new rumors?
It's said that the city of Highover is full of troops sent by Tyrn Loghain. There's been rumors of a revolt, maybe even one that killed the Kuzlan family. That's what I've heard on the road, anyhow. Take it for what it is. I don't know what to tell you.
Nothing.
If there's anything, I'm sure.
Right, so... We don't want to get rid of any of these, I don't think. Actually, first things first, do you have a new backpack for me? No. Manual Ranger. Manual Templar. No, you just have a bunch of runes. Tome of Arcane Techniques. Researched by the Imperial Chantry, a Tevinter offshoot of the Andrastian religion that no longer persecutes magic users. The book grants insight into the Fade, increasing the reader's knowledge of spells. Grants the reader 1 point to spend on a talent or spell, but is rendered useless afterwards. For 22 gold? Okay. Bit expensive. Little bit expensive, you know. Should keep those. These are all gifts. These I can sell. Drake scale I need to keep. Do I give a shit about any of these? I feel like I should keep them for something. I don't know. It's just, even with all our fucking backpack upgrades, we're still, like... It's not like we're rolling in space. We don't have much space at all, in fact. Get rid of those, I guess. Restricted to Mage, +2 Cunning, and a health regen in combat. I mean, I can't give up +12 Defense and mana regen. I don't want to... It's like, obviously, it would be good for Wynn or Morrigan, but they just look so dumb in the helmets that I don't want to give it to them, and there's no way to hide them, so... Chantry robes can go. Templar Armor. Do we have a full set of Templar Armor? Templar Helm. We don't have hands or feet. We should keep them and hopefully get a full set. Sten could wear the soldier's helm. Okay, the thicken cap is just straight up better. Gloves, sure. Splint mail boots, I guess. Chainmail. Do we have any splint mail? Yes. So he's got a full set of splint mail now. So he's got a bonus to armor. So that's good.
Something you need?
So now we can start selling shit more easily. Let's get rid of the leather boots. Let's get rid of the leather armor. Let's get rid of... Can we get rid of the clothing? Is he going to be mad that we sell his clothes? Fuck it, it's gone. Okay, we're down to 77. That's pretty good. The cameo cowl, I'm just like, is anyone ever going to use it? I don't think they are. I just don't understand why it's so expensive. It's gone. Fuck it. We'll keep these around. Do we care about that? No. Gone. Alright, down to 75. That's pretty decent. Okay. I think that is it for chatting to everyone. That is a solid, like, hour of chats or something. Getting close to it. Right, cool. Well, that means that in the next part, it is time for a new main mission. And we will decide on which one that will be next time. Thank you very much for watching. Hope you've enjoyed. If you have, if you could leave a like and subscribe if you haven't already. Share the videos around. Share the playlist around if you can. I would really appreciate that. And I'll see you next time for more Dragon Age Origins. Thanks for watching. See you then.